All right, bonus video number 3. Thought I'd real quick explain why I figured out that I enjoy floating around as my office. I find it's when I see people making their little videos, it's usually in a quiet, cozy little place, and that's why, because this is my quiet, cozy little place that I get to bring around with me places. It's my silence, my quiet. When I get to turn inward and reflect, and at the same time I get to be outward and interact if I choose to. So that's kind of fun. Anywho, bonus video number 3, quantum physics, quantum sciences, and quantum computing. They're all terms that we've heard thrown around, and a lot of people don't really understand what it means, and I think even those that understand don't understand fully yet, because it's still new, still coming to light. But what we do understand is that's the essence beneath everything that we see, everything that we are, everything that we do, is what we would consider quantum physics. And quantum computers are starting to pick things apart and understand things on a fundamentally deeper level than regular computers are able to. So it makes sense that if we're just starting to get into quantum computers, we're also just starting to understand quantum physics. And with AI's assistance and quantum computing, we should be able to get a handle on it much quicker than ever expected before, which I think most people don't understand the ramifications, the implications of what new level of experience this world will offer once we can access the quantum realm more regularly. There's some people that can access it here and there, deeper thoughts and knowing, like when you don't understand why and it doesn't make any logical sense why you know something, but that's a quantum level of knowing. And sometimes we don't even know if what we say we know is true or not. Like, for instance, in religion, there's a lot of religions that claim that they're the one and only true religion because the feelings that you can experience while in their religion, or while experiencing some of the teachings of their religion, can trigger some of those deep knowledges, those deep remembrances of things that are and the way they are and why they are, but you don't understand why you know. You just know. And there's many of those things that in science, once people tap into a certain level of an understanding of a learning of science, then they might understand something that they've never been taught, know it for sure. And that's a deeper quantum level of knowing that one thing. But anyway, right now it still feels pretty spread out because we don't really understand the whole picture yet. But that's what the future that we're about to step into has to offer, is a better, deeper, fuller understanding of what is quantum this, quantum that. So when it comes to quantum computing, we're about to unlock external quantum computers, which are, physical objects that, like a physical computer in a room. Those quantum computers right now are big and super complex and take a lot of cooling that's kind of ridiculous right now. But that's bound to improve and shift through time too. But those quantum computers, as great as they're going to be, they don't match the quantum computing capability that we have within ourselves. Human beings have quantum computing built within. That's the discernment that we use to know right from wrong, truth from lies, that a lot of people and a lot of societies have shamed or pushed down so much, to the extent that we don't even, a lot of people don't even believe it's the case, or don't know that it's even there. We have those abilities built within us. So like our brains are more powerful than supercomputers, but we don't really know how to access all that capability. But the ability to do that is being burdened by all the other things that we have to maintain through life. You know, we've got a lot of things to manage in this world, and so it makes sense that our brain's going to be a little bit overwhelmed when it comes to processing things that we haven't been taught yet, that are a little beyond the reality that we are aware of. Like, for instance, nobody understands for themselves. Well, I mean, some people maybe that went through the sciences of things like, for instance, cellular transmission or whatever, you know, to be able to speak with somebody instantly in another part of the world is bonkers to the average person. But people that get down and learn the nitty-gritty bits and pieces can grow to understand that. So we have the ability to stretch our minds. Obviously, that is also determined by how much we've been exercising it through our life. Some people go through their life with a pretty sedentary life, and maybe that's not their main goal, to learn a lot of stuff. So exercising their brain and having a super fit, healthy brain wasn't their goal for this life experience. And they probably won't be drawn to need to know all the deeper stuff too. So that's just fine. Just like not everybody's body is built to handle becoming a bodybuilder or the fitness level of athletes. But if somebody wants to bad enough, they can get their own body as close to that fitness level as their body's capable of. Similarly, our brain has certain capacities, and we can choose to push to stretch our brains to the capacity to understand deeper concepts. But that's to know, to understand. That's thinking. That's logics. But then the heart brain, I call it, quantum brain that we have, the neurons that understand and know and remember things that don't make sense for us to have knowledge of or awareness of, or that ESP, extra sense. Anyway, so if we understand that there is a knowledge, understanding, awareness capability that we can't really explain, and a lot of times we think it's just more thought processes in the brain or whatever. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. I personally believe, you know, that it's coming from our quantum brain. And we'll come to discover, you know, more about this stuff later as the sciences that people are willing to accept, start bringing stuff out in the open and spreading it like globally, mass understandings of these concepts. But we're about to step into a world where, because we're going to free ourselves from the things that we'll be able to free ourselves from, as we won't need to do the menial tasks that we'll start sending robots to do for us and have an AI figure out for us. So once AI and robotics start alleviating our life enough to where we can really start spending time turning inward and understanding ourselves to a deeper level, understanding our fellow man to a deeper level, then we'll start understanding these things more as a societal awareness. And to me, that's super exciting, because what the human is capable of in the quantum realm, we have no beginning of awareness of. No way to understand really the depth and potential that lies within us. And we're about to discover that in the next few years, because this quantum unlocking is about to happen. And so it's another one of those future things that I just wanted to share with you that I'm excited about. and that gives us back our autonomy. And as we claim, the term I was trying to think of is sovereignty. As we claim our sovereignty, our own personal individual sovereignty of our body, of our life experience, of the people in it, the experiences, and how we're going to let them affect us and our growth. You know, when you grow to understand the potential of what it means when you claim your own sovereignty, when you take full accountability for your life, and everything that happens to you is either something meant for you or something that you can make beneficial use of, because you're, you know, even if somebody does something to you that seems like it's an attack and it seems like it was meant for bad, we each have the independent sovereignty to claim that occurrence as something that helped me grow. Like later in the future, you can look back at all the things that you healthfully grew through, and that's all just a state of mind. And so the sovereignty that we can claim for ourselves by making these leaps, by taking these steps of accountability for how we react to the things that happen to us and what happens in our life, you know, is if we can accept the realities and the people in it, we're going to see such leaps, individual leaps of growth, of personal development on what a lot of people call spiritual, and it's quantum, whatever you want to call it, level. That is what gives us back our an unlimited freedom that we've never experienced yet, and a quantum sovereignty that most society can't wrap their minds around yet. But we're about to step into this world because, you know, with several catalysts, and I mentioned the AI and robots, but that is just one of many that's going to alleviate enough of the other parts of life that we can then turn the focus to ourselves and to developing this age or era of individual sovereignty and quantum awareness. So I'm super hyped about that. For somebody that was all into technology, I've always loved technologies outside of myself, but internally I always knew that my favorite technology would be me if I could learn how to fully develop it, because I think we all kind of have a sense of I'm capable of so much more. So I just wanted to get on and create a series of videos to show the world why I'm so excited for life and for the future. A lot of people are like, what's so exciting about this golden age? Why is it golden? What are you looking forward to? Why are you so excited about life? And I'm looking forward to learning what other people are, you know, excited about life, and what fears they might still be holding on to, or the concerns that they have for the future. And I'm not saying they're not valid, but there's things that once we claim sovereignty, we don't have to let those fears take front and center stage in our life, in our world story. And so I'm trying to just be an encouragement of shift your focus to what you're excited and passionate about. Live your life for what you live for, what really drives you. And when you find that thing and you really start shifting your focus that way, the silly little things in the world that seem like they're such a big issue just start fading, they start disappearing, they start meaning so much less and having so much less strength over your life and making you feel bummed or depressed or frustrated, and that's, I mean, isn't that the life that we want? A life of joy, a life of peace and freedom, internal, personal freedom. So I'm telling you, it's possible by you and your personal shift. And it's not an instant thing. It's something you grow into by seeking inward. You find something that's holding you back. You pull it up, you address it. And that is a quantum level of processing things that in your life are holding you from your greatest potential. And each of those things, as you whittle them away, your life gets brighter and brighter, like you're cleaning, chiseling junk off the windshield until eventually you can see through clearly and direct your life where you want it to go. So I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to hearing other people's stories. I'm seeing online constantly people that are taking this shift and finding it on their own. They're like, it's not like they watched my video and were inspired by me to shift this way. We're all discovering our own independent ways of shifting ourselves, preparing ourselves for this quantum future. And I just don't want to, obviously I don't want to leave anyone behind, but everybody takes their own process, and some people will reject it or be very, have a lot more to dig through. I was fortunate in that I didn't have too much to dig through. And so because I got a head start, I wanted to offer my assistance through a YouTube channel, or whatever it turns into from here, to help people make whatever parts of that shift that they can to enjoy the beautiful, amazing, grand future that's coming. And some people will just think because they're so far from the light, they have a hard time, the light meaning this future that I see, they have a hard time seeing that, and so they'll just call it, hogwash, and just think that I'm just too optimistic or whatever, and that's fine. I don't need to change their mind. I don't need to convince them of anything. I don't need to develop any I don't even need to have my family members grow in this way. Like, I would love for them to join me, but I know what it took for me was personal, and I could have taken forever to do it, or I could go high speed, full force. I was almost high speed, full force, and plowing through my dark sides. And the dark sides aren't bad. They're just, like I mentioned in a previous video, they're just enshrouded by confusion and unawareness. So the only way to do that is shine some light on it. So join me shining the light within to awaken that quantum computer. Eventually the physical computers and physical quantum computers and stuff will be irrelevant and outdated compared to us. So that's the future that I see. And happy 33rd video to me and to us. I hope you stick with me as I make a few different shifts, including the interviewing people. I keep hinting at that. You'll see what I mean once I start that going. Anyway, just reaching out to people. Right now I'm doing it aimlessly to whoever's reaching back through this screen. Love you guys. Stay with me. And yes, if you're wondering, my toe is still destroyed. It didn't come back magically. That might be a thing someday with quantum